out in Group B yesterday. Sadly, we will only have 15 today. Adam Fitzgerald will not be with us after an incident he had towards the end of the race yesterday, which brought out the red flags. He is unfortunately not going to be taking part today. We wish him all the best and look forward to seeing him back at the next round of the season at Barcelona in a month's time. So 15 drivers out there now in total, including Kimi Antonelli, the Bologna-born driver, who was the quickest of this group yesterday. He'll be looking to go and do the same today. However, of course, we've got some strong contenders in there, including this man here, Santiago Ramos, who did finish second in this group yesterday, was due to start P4 in the race, but had to come into the pit lane as the cars were finishing their warm-up lap due to a clutch problem. He told me anytime he put his foot down on the clutch, the engine would switch off, so he was forced to come into the pits. He was really disappointed about that, but his best qualifying result before yesterday was 13th, and he went and qualified 4th. If you weren't with us yesterday, or even if you were, let's remind you of the result, because there was a lot to take in, wasn't there? Martini Stenchon took the win, as I said, from Kimi Antonelli and Rafa Kamara. Lorenzo Flusha was then in 4th place, so the three Prema drivers all in the top 5. Lorenzo, though, I spoke to him, and he said, yeah, it was okay. 4th was okay. And that told me, or confirmed to me rather, that he is here only for wins and podiums. Kaz Havakil was P5, Tim Tramnitz was P6, Alessandro Giusti finished in 7th with one of the best moves I think we have seen here at Imola. Sold the dummy coming into this corner here. What does that mean? Well, an example of what we saw Charlie Wirtz do to Stair. Went to go to the outside, switched under braking to the inside. And the rookie driver, French F4 champion, finished in 7th place for G4 Racing. Josh Dufek was 8th. Nikhil Bora on his debut was 9th and did a great job to hold off the likes of Michael Belov, who was P10. Those are your top 10 in the championship, and currently the only 10 drivers who have scored points. That's how the championship system works. It's exactly the same as Formula One. So Stenchon currently leads the way in the championship with 25 points, and then we have Kimi Antonelli on 18, Lorenzo Flusha on Rafa Kamara on 15, Lorenzo Flusha on 12, and we work our way down from there. Well, let's remind you of who's going to be in Group B. Nikhil Bora will be out there. He'll be looking for another top 10 finish. Kimi Antonelli also out there in the number 12. We'll have Kaz Havakil out there. Owen Tankabelu will be out there. Santiago Ramos looking to make up for his misfortunes yesterday. Lawrence Van Hopen will also be out there, as will Michael Belov. And I think Michael Belov, one of the standout performers, given he'd not taken part in a single-seater race since Zandvoort last year. That was a really tremendous drive from him to come straight back in and finish in P10. Josh Dufek will be out there. Matteo Capietto, not his best day yesterday. Let's see what he can do today. Charlie Wirtz will be up there as well. A difficult day for ART in general. Let's see if they can go better today. Delano Vanthoff wasn't happy with his performances yesterday either, so those guys will be looking to make up for that today. Delano racing for MP Motorsport. Shannon Lagasse, however, he was very happy with how things went and absolutely loves this championship. He said to me when I went to him, that was so much fun. So great to see Shannon with us. He's one of 2 rookies out there, along with Tom Leben. Levi Ravesh is out there as well in the number 11, and Niels Coulin, the other driver. There we have the 85 of Matteo Capietto. We see him in the RPM car working their way around the RPM cars, carrying a tribute to Craig Green this weekend as well, the driver we, of course, sadly lost recently, and we all as a motorsport family race in his memory this weekend. And as Craig Green said, don't let anyone ever put you down, because only you know your true potential. And that, I'm sure, is a message that will inspire all these drivers and stick with many of them. And great to see the RPM guys carrying that tribute to Craig. Well, there we see Niels Coulin in the 68. Let's see what he can go and do today. Times-wise, the quickest times yesterday was a 1:39.133 from Stenchon in the Group A. And in Group B, it was a 139.303. So Group A went out first yesterday. So really, we're looking for 139s. I'd say mid-139s, because yesterday, when we went out on track, there had already been around 2 or 3 sessions out on track. This time, we are the first cars to hit the track here at Imola. I mean, it's a beautiful morning. You can see that from the pictures. Nice and sunny out there. Temperatures quickly rising. But there has been no rubber laid down on the track this morning. We are the first cars to go out there. So will that lend an advantage to the Group A drivers? We will find out. But I think one thing we can say is we may be looking for mid-139s. I think that would be a reasonable target for all of them. It's very close across all the groups yesterday. Let's see what they can do today. There's Kimi Antonelli in the number 12. Really wants to come and win here this weekend. He's got a lot of supporters with him, the Mercedes junior driver. As I said yesterday, this is the only track he actually didn't win at in Italian F4, so he didn't have a good run here last season, but he did have a very good season in the end, winning both the Italian and ADAC F4 championships, and won the championship out in the Middle East, the Formula Regional Championship. There's Michael Belov. Excited to see what he can do as the season goes on, because he said to me this first weekend is just about getting up to speed. There he is in the 30, the G4 racing driver. And he said, going forward, and we want to win. I did ask him, I said, well, what's going to be your targets then? Is it top 10s, podiums? And he said, I only ever come to the track to win. So I'm really excited to see what Michael Belov does this season. And I could tell he meant it when he said it as well. Michael Belov, a very competitive driver, and as someone that really does go for the win. There's Kaz Havercourt in the 27 as well. Comes in as the top seed this season, having finished 5th in the championship last year, and a solid start to his season with 5th place. There's Shannon Legassi, competed in the Ultimate Cup Series over the last 2 seasons. So yesterday was his first time racing in an FIA championship, a championship of this standard, either at F4 or Formula Regional level. So he did a really good job to finish in 21st place, it has to be said. And he was very proud of his efforts, and so he should be. We did have other issues as we go on to the first flying laps that we should clear up. Of course, Santiago Ramos had a clutch problem. We had Charlie Vert's stall, unfortunately. Tom Leben picked up damage. Roman Belinsky actually had a gearbox problem and had to retire from the race. He did go off the track at the Tamburello chicane there, but that was just in avoidance of other drivers. Capietto had suspension damage and had to retire. Partashev had an incident at the Tamburello chicane, someone clattering into the side of him, and that put him out the race. But he still had a very positive outlook on things. Alex Partashev, the Ukrainian driver, see what he can do today. And Antonelli, the guys were still working on his car when I was leaving the circuit at around 8:30 last night. So let's see what Antonelli does today. Not too sure if he was completely 100% happy with how things were going, but Kimi Antonelli still managed to finish in 2nd place and will be going for pole position today, as will that man there, though, Matteo Capietto. Here he comes over the chicane. Very quick in pre-season testing. I don't think we saw anywhere near the best of him yesterday. He's going to be a contender this season for wins and podiums. Here he comes down the hill now. Dufek likewise, Van Hopen likewise. We're starting to get down in times now. These Pirelli tyres just get quicker and quicker. Lawrence told me you can go flat out all the way to the flag in qualifying. And that is what we are seeing them do. 140.7 there for Havercourt. Van Hopen 2nd, Verts in 3rd. Capietto goes to the top there, a 140.2. Here we see Lawrence Van Hopen, pretty disappointed with how things have been going this weekend, but today is a brand new day, and that's what all the drivers love about this championship, that you can write off the Saturday and go again on the Sunday. Here they come up the hill now to Piratella. We're watching Lawrence Van Hopen Really quick part of the circuit this now as they come down to Acqua Minerale. This is pretty much all the drivers' favourite corner. Very tricky braking zone. You can see turns in, you got to then get the car in a straight line, hit the brakes, get it stopped in time, and then don't run too much curb on the exit. And then you're back straight up the hill again to Variante Alta. You've got to settle yourself once more because you've got to clatter that curb and then into the next. And don't run too wide on the exit as well because track limits are being watched. Now we come down to Ravazza. Every single corner you could class as one of the best at this circuit. This one, very easy to run wide, and if you do, you find yourself in the gravel. Well, there we go. I said the guys were working on Kimi's car when I was leaving yesterday. They had the engine covers off his car, and now he's in the pit lane, and they're looking at it again. Not too sure what's going on, but they don't have long to fix it. Only 5.5 minutes left on the clock here as Van Hopen comes across the line and does a 140.3. Dufek 139.7. That's a very good time from Josh Dufek. 140 flat from his teammate Kaz Havercourt. The two Van Amersfoort drivers going very well. They didn't quite get the best of runs towards the end of the session yesterday, particularly Dufek. He found himself battling away on his last two flying laps. He was pretty disappointed, but was positive he could go and fight for pole position today, and that's exactly what he's doing so far. Michael Belloff up to P2. Remember, this is for what row of the grid they will start on. So Michael Belloff currently due to start on row 2. Here's Nikhil Bora. Very impressive drive from him yesterday, being mentored by Duncan Tappy, who has raced at the top level in single-seaters and GT racing as well. He comes down the hill now into Ravazza 1 through Ravazza 2. Whoa! Big slide into there. Gets the car in a straight line again, and Nikhil Bora, well, you can't say he's pushing hard. You've just seen Kimi Antonelli has left the pit lane, so he will have time to go and set a couple of flying laps. So Antonelli back out on track once more. Here we pick up Havercourt. Bora goes up to 4th place. Now down the hill, we're watching Kaz Havercourt. He is going purple. Delano Vanthoff going purple as well. MP Motorsport. Not a good day yesterday, but so far it is looking much better today. Delano Vanthoff currently on to go to provisional pole position. Dufek currently stands at the top. Van Hopen has gone to 3rd place, but here comes Kaz Havercourt. Is he going to knock his teammate off the top? Yes, he does. 139.515. How long will he stay there, go? Because we've got Delano Vanthoff going very, very quick. Capietto now goes to P2. Bora has just done a purple first sector as well. Michael Belloff now up to P2. Up to the line now, this is Delano Vanthoff we pick up. Where is he going to go? He's currently in P8, but I think he's going to shoot right up the order and does so. P2 for Delano Vanthoff, 139.6. The timing screen's absolutely lighting up here. We've got Capietto purple, quickest first sector of anyone. Dufek's done the same. Bora, though, at the moment, he's on to go to the top of the times, and he's already come through 2 sectors. He's on a really good lap. There you can see it at the bottom of the screen. Nikhil Bora, the Trident driver, on to go to the top. He's only about 10 seconds away from the start-finish line. Let's see what he can do. He's in P7 so far as Tangavelu goes to 6th place. We'll keep an eye on that time at the bottom of the screen. It's going to change any second now, and there it goes, 139.413. Nikhil Bora to provisional pole position. Well, yesterday he started from P8, so definitely making steps forward today. Scored his first points on his debut race, and the confidence he's gained from that clearly showing. But is that going to change? Because Kaz Havercourt looks like he's about to beat that time. Josh Dufek likewise. Wirtz goes across the line. He goes to P9. Dufek across the line. He goes to P1. 139.331. We're starting to see similar times to what we saw yesterday. Kaz Havercourt backed off through the final sector, so he is going to stay where he is for now in 3rd place. But this is really good stuff for Josh Dufek. There is Kaz Havercourt. He backed off, so he's on another flyer. But I tell you what, Nikhil Bora, once again, could find himself at the top of the times. Oh, no, someone running wide. Out of Villeneuve there. Hopefully they got going again. Tangavelu also going very quick, so two drivers we could see going to the top of the times. The Van Amersfoort guys going very quick. We pick up Nikhil Bora. It might be Tangavelu. Let's see, no, this is Bora. His teammate Tangavelu just up the road. Let's see what Tangavelu does as he crosses the line. It looks like Nikhil's had a bit of a disappointing run by his now very high standards through the third sector. As Tangavelu comes across the line, he's going to stay in P7. Here comes Nikhil Bora up to the line now. What can he do through the final sector? Well, he's going to stay in P2 for now, but he's got one more lap to do it. Less than a minute to go. Who is going to take provisional pole position from Group B? Don't forget, Group A drivers still to go out. The quickest group will form the inside row of the grid. No one significantly improving on this lap, although Michael Belov has just done a very, very good second sector. And it looks like Michael Belov could maybe be a contender for pole position here all of a sudden. He didn't have a good first sector, but he's had a really good second sector. Michael Belov is definitely going to move forward. He's not far away from the start-finish line. He's about 10 or 15 seconds away from it, and then we'll see what he can do. But we're following Nikhil Bora, who, as you can see, has just gone quickest. Kimi Antonelli, in all the chaos we've seen, he's not been able to improve. He is going to be at the very back of the field. He's come in and called it a day. 14 seconds off the pace. And Kimi Antonelli, he's going to start from the back. Santiago Ramos has gone up to P5. But we're watching Nikhil Bora, who could be set to take pole. Dufek in contention for pole. Kaz Havercourt in contention for pole. Welcome to Freca, everyone. This is what it's like. You've got a number of drivers who can take a pole position. Who's it going to be? We're going to see Nikhil Bora come across the line first, and he's running to the absolute limit out the final corner. Up the start-finish line now. Tangavelu goes to second. Are we going to see a Trident 1-2 in this group? Nikhil Bora up to the line. Yes, we are. 1:39.320. What a time from Bora, but we have the two Van Amersfoort drivers still to come across the line. I think they're just coming down to Ravazza now. We have someone off in the gravel. That's one of the KIC drivers, but let's see what Dufek and Havercourt can do, because they're absolutely flying through the third split. They're coming up to the start-finish line now. It is Bora on provisional pole, but is Dufek about to change that? He comes up to the line now. Yes, he does. What about Havercourt? Will he change that and beat his teammate? He does. Kaz Havercourt, 1:39.130. He goes to the top of the times, and for now, it is going to be Kaz Havercourt who will be on pole position. Josh Dufek, his teammate, starting directly behind him. Nikhil Bora goes one place better than he did yesterday. P3 for him. Tangavelu will be in the top 10, and that is a much better time for him. Yesterday, he was down in 16th place, 8th in group. And I think that was Shannon Legassi, was it, who went off? Let's wait for the gravel to clear. Yes, it was. So Shannon Legassi going off. So close. Only 200ths of a second between the top two in the group there. The two Van Amersfoort teammates, it couldn't have got much closer than that. Michael Belov was P5, so once again, just like he finished yesterday, didn't quite qualify in the top 10 yesterday, started from P14, but he moved into the top 10 in the race. This time he's going to start in the top 10. Capieto will be just outside it. Ramos, not a good a qualifying for him today, P7, Vanthoff P8, Van Hopen P9, Wirtz P10, then Ravesh in 11th, Legassi 12th, Leben 13th, Kulan 14th, and Antonelli, well, right now he's classed as not qualifying, but he will start from row 15 on the grid. That's a real disappointment for Kimi Antonelli. We saw him come back out the pit lane, but after that, he just never really got going again. 227 kilometers an hour, his max speed. The quickest we saw was 2:53 for Belov. Everyone in the 250s, he way off the pace, so big problems for Kimi Antonelli, and the team are going to have to work hard to try and fix that now. A real shame, but it was such a hectic qualifying, wasn't it? Kaz Havercourt ending it the fastest ahead of his teammate Josh Dufek. What a session for Van Amersfoort Racing. Nikhil Bora, brilliant session for him as well. P3, Owen Tangavelu, P4. Michael Belov will be on row 5. Maceo Capietto, P6. Then Ramos, Vanthof, Van Hopen, Wirtz, Levente Ravesh there in 11th. Shannon Lugassi in 12th. Tom Leben 13th. Niels Kuhlen 14th. Who would have thought that? Andrea Kimi Antonelli at the very back of the field. It was a track that wasn't kind to him last year in Italian F4, and it seems that luck has come back once again. It's going to make for an exciting race, though, isn't it? If they can get those problems fixed, Andrea Kimi Antonelli starting at the back after the pace we've seen yesterday, he will no doubt be going for big overtakes. But well done there to Kaz Havercourt. He jumps out the car. We have seen him take a pole position once before, and now he's trying to go for his second. It was at the Hungaroring last year we saw him take pole position, but of course we've got another group to go out. But a well done to Kaz Havercourt. Finished third in group yesterday, P5 in the race, and he will be over the moon with that. Josh Dufek, likewise, starting on row 2, will be very pleased with that. Well done to Van Amersfoort Racing. They come into this year with a strong lineup, keeping Kaz and Josh in the team. Two drivers who finished in the top 10 in the championship last year. And finishing P3, Nikhil Bora there, within 2/10. Tangavelu, 4th place, so the two Trident drivers, 3rd and 4th, and G4 Racing in the top 10 with Michael Belov, Capietto and Ramos, the two RPM drivers just outside it. They'll be on row 6 and 7 with Capietto and Ramos. Vanthof, P8 in group, Van Hopen P9, Wirtz P10, Ravesh 11th. Lugassi had that spin towards the end, then Leben, Kuhlen and Antonelli. Well, problems for Antonelli. We saw him go out at the start, then he was in the pit lane, came out with 4.5 minutes to go, but it just seems that there were big problems with that car, and he was back in the pit lane before the session was even over. Big disappointment for him, but Prema Racing will now have to turn their attention to the next group, because they have the likes of Lorenzo Flusha going out in this one, as well as Rafa Kamara as well. So they're going to have to quickly turn their attentions to that, and then it will be hard work on the car of Kimi Antonelli. The race later starts at 55 minutes past 2 local time here in Italy. Well, in Group A, let's go through the drivers you're going to be seeing in this. We're going to have Tim Tramnitz out there, who had a solid first day of the season, finishing in P6. We're going to have our race winner from yesterday, Martini Estenchel. There he is, second in queue, the number 34. First time we've ever seen a rookie go out and win in the first race of the season. The first time we've seen a rookie win in 2 seasons. And the last time that happened, it was an RHGP driver called Isaac Hadjar. He's not doing too bad now, is he? Estenchel won't be letting that get to him too much. He'll be settling himself down and quickly turning his focus back to the racing. 7th in Italian F4 last year, and was out in the Middle East doing some races there as well. But definitely his pre-season testing went very well with the team. Fantastic job by them to get him up to speed as quickly as they have. Of course, they ran the likes of Gabriel Bortoletto last year as well, and well, he's not having a bad season in Formula 3. They've also worked with the likes of Hadrian David, who's here this weekend, coaching the RHGP drivers. So he's got a a good person to help him out there. Hadrian David, who is the record holder for podium finishes and top 10 finishes in this championship. Roman Belinsky will be out there in the number 4 as well, the Trident driver. He was disappointed, but did see the positives of his pace. He said they were chasing problems with his car, and then they had a gearbox problem in the race yesterday, so they think that maybe it's been something that's been affecting him all weekend, and that's eventually what the problem was. They've been making changes, chasing a problem. Roman Belinsky then saying we had a clutch problem in the race and had to retire, so he could be one to watch in this session. Victor Bernier, let's see what he can do as well. Is another one who quickly put yesterday's qualifying troubles behind him after a pretty solid race. He came through the order, finished in P12. Sami Megatunev seemed positive when I saw him this morning. He's going to be out there in the number 15, teammate to Victor Bernier. Rafa Camara, there he is in the red and white, number 8, the Brazilian. Big fan of this circuit, means a lot to him. See a lot of Brazilian flags around the circuit. And Rafa Camara really wants to win this weekend. Absolutely loves the circuit. Was quickest in group yesterday, but had his best time deleted as he did not slow down under a yellow flag. Alessandro Giusti, who we said at the top of the show, pulled off the best move yesterday. There he is in the 3, in the black and white G4 car. French F4 champion. Lorenzo Flusha will be out there in the 7. He's leading this group of drivers. The lead Prema, there he is, in the red and white. The Spaniard, good day for him yesterday. Good start to the season. Matteo Zagazzetta was happy with his pace, but just said they needed a better qualifying. Let's see what Mateus can do. He qualified on row 7, but did say we just need to improve our qualifying and then we can go and score some good points. He's finished every single race he's ever taken part in the championship, and that's consistency that will really start to pay off for him one day. Maya Berg wasn't too well yesterday, but she is back to full fitness today and was feeling very positive when I spoke to her earlier ahead of the session. She's out there in the 64. Then we have the Sauber Academy driver, ART's Marcus Amand, in the red and black there. And you can see, same livery. You can see there, we can see the Ukraine driver, Alex Partyshev, who actually had an incident yesterday. Might not be the first time I get those confused. Marcus Amand, it is round 1, you can forgive me. Marcus Amand will be out there in the 25. Emo Fittipaldi Jr., the 16-year-old in the 73. Alex Partyshev, who unfortunately, his race came to an end on the first lap yesterday. He'll be out there in the 23. Josh Dirksen in the 10. Enzo Scionti, the American, in the 29. Giovanni Maschio in the 99. Lucas Medina in the 6. Said he had good pace yesterday, was enjoying the race moving forward, but of course had the incident with Giovanni Maschio at the end of the race, which brought out the last safety car, and eventually we did have a red flag. But we're still in the warm-up laps, as you can see. The car's just weaving, and as you saw from the first group, it does take a little while before we start seeing the pace really start to get up. And we saw the best times of the session in Group B set on the last laps. Kaz Haverkilt with a 139.130, which was actually the best time we saw yesterday, funnily enough, the exact best time set by Rafael Camara in that car there. So that's what these guys now have to aim for. If they go quicker than that, they'll be the inside row of the grid, and the lead driver will start from pole position. While we are seeing them warm up, let's go through the calendar for this season. Imola, of course, here we are for the first round. What a beautiful place to start. Next up after this, we will go to Barcelona for round 2 in a month's time. Then in June, we head to the Hungaroring on the 17th and 18th. Then round 4, we will go to Spa, where we'll be supporting the Spa 24-hour. What a special event that is. And then a very special track, a beautiful track in Mugello will host round 5. Paul Ricard in July will be round 6. It's a busy July with 2 meetings. Then we have our summer break before we come back on the 9th and 10th of September to race at the Red Bull Ring, which never disappoints in terms of drama, so make sure you are watching for that one. Then we go to Monza straight after Red Bull Ring, just a week later. That's going to be a very good event with all the drivers and all the new drivers very much up to speed. That's going to be a really, really good event, that's for sure. And then we end with a double-header in October, first at Zandvoort, and then we go to the new track on the calendar, Hockenheim, on the 21st and 22nd of October. The long run down to the hairpin with push to pass available. Yeah, that's going to be very good racing, isn't it? We have the 2 drivers from the new team in this session as well. Santalok Racing, Emo Fittipaldi Jr. and Lucas Medina. They're in the blue and white livery cars. 2 new drivers to the championship, so just getting up to speed currently. But let's start calling some times, because it looks like we are starting to get properly up to speed now. 1:39.130 is the target, as we see Tim Tramnitz there going for what looks like his first real push lap. There you can see, takes the outside, takes a bit of curb coming through the first of the chicanes into Tamburello. Now we pick up our winner from yesterday, Stenshorn. Picks up the curb coming into the left-hander, avoids it through the right and runs all the way to the gravel. Now it's up to Tozer. Very quick hairpin. You can carry a lot of speed through here as it's cambered and uphill on the exit. And now it's the run up to Piratella, and this is where the track gets even more interesting. Very quick left-hander, dab on the brake, into the left-hander you go. Wrestling with the car through there, and now the hardest braking zone arguably in motorsport. You've got to try and straighten the car whilst going downhill through a right-hander, get it stopped in time, and then on the exit, don't run too wide, otherwise you will unsettle the car. Now you come over a hill, and all of a sudden you're greeted with this corner. Variante out, Acqua Minerale. You've got to hit the curb through the left and through the right as well. And now down to Rivazza. Very tough braking zone here. Very easy to run wide as it is downhill, so you've got to brake a little bit earlier than you would think. Through the left, don't run too wide because the gravel is there, and then you've got to carry a lot of speed through here because this is the run now down to Tamburello. That looks pretty perfect from Stenshorn. That looked like a driver with a lot of confidence and someone who just come off the back of a race win, and across the line he comes, and he goes straight to the top. 1:39.828 for Stenshorn, but immediately that's beaten by his teammate, Tim Tramnitz. 1-2 so far for RHGP. Bernier in 3rd, Megatunif in 4th, and Zagazzetta, the 3rd of the RHGP cars, is 6th place as Lorenzo Flusha goes to 6th. Rafa Kamara now up to P2. Not a good session for Antonelli, but let's see if Prema can have a good one here with Kamara and Flusha. Here comes Tramnitz into the hairpin. We're watching the German driver who spent a lot of last season recovering from an injury he picked up in testing. Now back to full fitness, and that is showing here to try and win the championship. He quickly has to shoot off after the race later, as he's going to do the Formula E rookie test tomorrow. That's going to be a very special day for him. He's going to be with the Abt Cupra team, and we wish him all the best for that. Into Variante Alta, into the right. You can see they've got to really hop over the curb there. Brilliant spot for the photographers as you catch the car's 4 wheels off the air through there. And now get the car in a straight line for Rivazza. Hit the brakes. Got to carry a lot of speed. This is a very quick corner into this second left-hander, Rivazza 2. Don't run too wide on the exit. And now the run up towards the start-finish line. Are we going to see Stenshorn coming quicker? We've seen Dirksen go to P4. 139.255, right, 139.130 is the time to beat if they're going to start from pole position, and they've done it. Tim Tramnitz, 139.057. Absolutely fantastic time there from the German. This is now the quicker group, so this is now the fight for overall pole position. Rafa Kamara goes to P2, 139.1 for him. Stenchorn on an even quicker lap. Tramnitz has gone purple through the first sector as well. So the top 5 so far, Tramnitz, Kamara, Stenchorn, Flusha and Alessandro Giusti. But so far on this lap, Tramnitz, Kamara, Stenchorn, Giusti and Zagazzetta have all gone purple through the first sector. Bernier goes 5th in group. Downhill, we are watching Stenchorn. He looks like he's going to beat the time of Tramnitz, but Tramnitz is beating his own time. You can see he's almost a 10th up there. Kamara looks to be the quickest on track, though. Oh, dear, red flag. Red flag is out. Now, who have we had off the circuit? We'll find out shortly. But the red flag is out. The time has been paused, and the drivers will make their way back into the pit lane. Well, that's a real shame. Is that Zagazzetta, maybe, or Maschio that we've had off? We'll find out as they come up the hill. It's Giovanni Maschio who has come off. So Maschio has come off at Acqua Minerale, and that's not the first time that's happened to him this weekend. He had a little off there in the second test session earlier, so I imagine this will be a pretty quick red flag in and back out again. Will they have time to go and set laps, though, because the tyres are going to cool down now. I'm sure we'll see them give it another go, but 3 minutes, it's not going to be a very long time to try and get these tyres back up to temperature and go and beat the time that we've seen of Tim Tramnitz at 139.057. A shame there for us neutrals, because we had 5 drivers all purple through the first sector, and it was hard to call. Giusti, Flusha, Stenchorn, Kamara, Tramnitz. We saw them all going quicker. There's, now that looks like Maschio has come out of Acqua Minerale and had a spin. I think he's run wide coming out of the right-hander of Acqua Minerale. There is a curb there, so maybe he's hit the curb, spun around, and then got the car back going again. As the car was stopped in a dangerous position, red flag was thrown, but now he has gone straight back out. Session will restart in less than a minute's time, so we're going to see it restarting very shortly. In 50 seconds, the green light will go on, and we're going to see a mad dash out the pit lane, I'm sure, but it's whether anyone is actually going to be able to get those tyres back up. Here's Marcus Amand, not been the start to the season he would have liked so far, but a long, long season ahead, and a very exciting young talent to have on the grid. Exciting enough for the Sauber F1 outfit to pick him up and put him in their academy. Was a very, very talented driver in his karting days as well, and has continued that talent into single-seater racing. Matthias Zagazzetta, as I said, Mr. Consistency, finished every single race. And Matthias Zagazzetta, the Peruvian driver, looking to continue that form, albeit with some points finishes this time. And speaking to him last night, he was feeling very, very positive about this season. Very happy with the RSGP team, and confident that they can go and start scoring some points now. Right, less than 3 minutes to go. This is officially the fight for pole position. They have beaten the time of Cas Havakil of a 139.130. Now it's down to who's going to be the quickest. Can anyone beat the time of Tim Tramnitz? Here we go. Take your seats, everyone, because this is going to be a very interesting end to the session. As you can obviously it's going to be a case of trying to find some space, and then they should get, well, they'll get maybe one flying lap, and that's it. So let's see what happens. Got to go out and give it a go. There's the Monolith driver, Lorenzo Scionti, the American. First single-seater race he'd had, or first race, shall I say, he'd had in over a year yesterday, and I have to say, impressive to see him have a clean run, get off the line okay, and also make some progress as well. He was very pleased with his 25th place. Good way to celebrate his 18th birthday. Tim Tramnitz, well, it's down to the others to beat him now. That said, he'll want to try and improve for safety. Here we go then. A lap round here, 1 minute and 39 seconds, so it's going to be one lap, that's it. We'll keep an eye on the first split. Will we see anyone improve through there? If we start seeing people improve through split one, then we will know that we're going to have a battle on for pole position. Across the line they go. I've seen Armand go by. Now Tramnitz comes by. Now Zagazeta comes by the commentary box. Stenchorn looks to be the first. That's going to hit that first split. Let's see if he improves through there. I don't think everyone's actually come out the pits. It looks like maybe Megatunov, Belinsky and Bernier might have stayed in. But Tramnitz has gone quicker through the split one. Stenchorn has not, Flucher has not. Neither has Giusti. Tramnitz currently the only one. Improving also is Scionti and Medina. Well, he's set to maybe move up a position as they come up to Piratella. We're watching Tramnitz, the man who's due to start from pole position. It would be the first time he has ever started from pole position, as improvements coming in from Megatunov and Belinsky. So apologies there, they have come back out and they are both set to jump up a couple of positions at the very least. Tramnitz, a bit of a slower second sector for him, but still you can see only 0.04 of a second back from his quickest time. Dirksen's had a bad second sector, so unfortunately he will not improve on this lap. We're watching the man who looks almost certain now to start from pole position. Megatunov looks like he could improve. Belinsky likewise, Verg likewise, and Scionti as well looks to improve. Tramnitz up to the line. Well, he doesn't need to improve. He'll come across the line to take the checkered flag anyway. And Tim Tramnitz, a 1:39.136. That's a very good time given the circumstances. But I don't see anyone else improving. Looks like that will be it. Let's see, Belinsky might improve actually. He's had a really good third split. Will we see Belinsky come through the last section of the circuit and jump up a couple of positions? Yes, he goes up to P10. Scionti improved as well, as did Medina. They both jumped up a position. But Tim Tramnitz, for the first time since joining the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, he will start from pole position. He becomes the 14th different driver to start from pole position. His teammate yesterday, Martinius Stenchorn, started from pole. He'll start from 5th place today. Starting from 3rd, once again, will be Rafa Kamara. And starting from pole, making it back-to-back pole positions for RHGP, will be Tim Tramnitz. Great race for him, finishing in 6th place yesterday. He had a really good run here last year as well. Went very well when he came to Imola, 9th and 7th. It was just one of 2 places where he was in the top 10 in both races. And Tim Tramnitz now looking to go and beat his current best result and get on the podium and on the top step of it. Tim Tramnitz will start from pole. Rafa Kamara, this will be your inside row of the grid. Rafa Kamara P3, Stenchorn P5, Flucher will be P7, Bernier P9, then it will be Giusti just outside it, but definitely one to watch after the things we saw from him in the race yesterday. Then Zagazeta, Dirksen, Armand, Belinsky, then Megatunov, Emo Fittipaldi Jr., Verg, Partishev, Scionti, Medina and Maschio. Well, that is it for qualifying practice from us here at Imola. The grid for race 2 is now set, and that man there will lead us away when we go green at 55 minutes past 2 local time here at Imola. Make sure you join us. For now, though, from all of us here at Imola, it's goodbye.